Yo, what's good? It's Skano. I've been off of this whole Diddy situation. I'm over that, man. Um, but it's almost inescapable if you you know, online to not run across some type of something related to it. There's some shit out here I ran across that's I'm pretty sure it's ran across y'all radar also. It's eyebrow raising. This Dame interview where he's discussing Aaliyah. Now it's a lot of rumors regarding Aaliyah, and I'm not talking about what I'm about to get into because I don't think that's rumor at all. But regarding her death, there's a lot of people that feel like she was murdered actually. Now, as she died in a plane crash, small private plane. I believe the official, assessment was that the plane was overloaded, too much luggage, too much weight, too heavy, and it played out how it played out. Now, obviously, when young people of fame, people of status die unexpectedly, it's always this element of, you know, these different conspiracy theories that swirl around it. Was she sacrificed? I never believed any of that shit. Um, Quite frankly, I believe what the official ruling was, and that was the plane was overloaded. But all that said, in this interview Dame was doing, now he was saying how there was like a bidding war for Aaliyah, if you want to put it that way. Now, my general impression and what he's conveying are two different things because, and I'm not the type of person, and anybody who follow my channel know I don't come on here and just put shit out here for sensational purposes or try to gas up I stick to, at least try to stick to facts. All that said, this Dame interview is coming off weird, man. The vibes is weird. Now, you talking in double meaning. In other words, this if you reading between the lines, because he's saying, you know, him, Jay, anybody who has any status during that time period was trying to sign Aaliyah. And as you know, she was signed by Jive at 12. But there was individuals constantly. I'm gonna say what I really feel. They ain't making it seem like this was business related. But the vibe I'm reading between the line, and if you see the interview, and if you understand where I'm coming from, and if you understand these type of things, if you can pick up on people, you know what the nigga is saying. And that's basically, they was getting at Aaliyah, they wanted to be with her in that way. And I'm talking, she's 15 at this time, right? 15, 16. And essentially, you got these niggas, these grown ass niggas, whining and dining her, taking her out. Now, from what I understand, she wasn't giving up no goods though. Like, she would go out, have a good time, but she was not sleeping with these men at that point. Now we later find out, of course, R. Kelly, you know, scooped her up under his wing. They go secretly get married. This girl was what, 16 at the time? So we all know how the R. Kelly situation played out. This basically is what it's looking like what it is. And this is not like shocking. and I don't want to make this seem like it's just a black cultural thing, because we know damn well it's not. It's a human thing. But in my experience, you know, I had certain associates who kept the company of younger women. And by younger women, I mean borderline, borderline, you looking at some legal issues type shit. And these women had nobody, obviously, they had no one to, provide no type of, they had no parental figure, you know, in their life. That was because obviously, if you know your 14, 15, 16-year-old is out here, and they move in a certain way. As a parent, I don't care who, you gon' directly, get involved in that situation. But these niggas they know what young women to target. And I wouldn't call these niggas pedophiles, because if you a grown man and you dealing, but for all intents and purposes, you a sexual deviant in my opinion. Because, and like I said, when you run across these situations, you take note of it. These things occur. It's a lot of shit that go on in the streets, in the hood, that don't sit well in your spirit. But you, as an individual, understanding the culture, understanding that these things are a reality of, you're pretty much powerless to control that, however you may feel about it. Now, you could choose to not deal with certain people based on how you view them and the way they live, but like in business, and we'll just keep it in business, so you're going, like I said before, you deal with people who you may not respect, or, on a personal level, you resent. But at the end of the day, business is business. And their personal life and your all that said, you see certain things. It's not an associate, I'm at this spot, and it's like I said, we conducting business, and nigga got a house full of young chicks. And I'm talking, I don't know their age. They not walking around with their ID tags on, but you understand what you can pretty much make an assessment based. These were some young chicks, man. So they looking like high schoolers to me. And I made a little offhand comment like, yeah, you like them young, huh? One of the chicks I said, damn, shouldn't you be in school? We on school break right now or some shit? Just making little troll comments, because, I mean, it was just a weird situation to me, but that's that man's personal, Had it been my kids, yeah, nigga, I'm tearing your shit down. Now, you say, well, why wouldn't you report them to Children's Services? Report them to the Listen, man, that's not the way of life. And when you in the streets, you're dealing with killers, you're dealing with all type of it. You're not going to tell on somebody. Now, if you see a kid that's 10, 12 years old, obviously underage, at that point, fuck all this shit. Yeah, you going to get involved. When you're talking about these young teenage women, 16, 17, 15, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Out here with these grown ass niggas. And if you're from the hood, you know this shit a thing. You may have some partners pull up, and they got a young one in there, and you like, she young as fuck. But, if her dad or her mom ain't in the picture and they ain't saying shit, what you gonna do about it, So it's like one of them things, man. And it's like a lot of young women get caught up, they get caught up, used and abused, because that's what happens. These niggas is not going to, scoop y'all under their wing and make you a wife. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to, yeah, they may treat you as a spouse to a certain degree, but you one of many. And this is to the young women out here that's moving too fast, and y'all like to go after certain men. You are one of many. You're going to get used and abused. So I got way off track, but these niggas was preying on this young lady. But like I said, this ain't nothing new. And I believe even at that time period, like if you were in the know, you understood what was going on with Aaliyah. Um, so it was no shock to find out all that shit with her and R. Kelly. As far as, like I said, him being involved with her, uh, I won't say allegedly, it's pretty much a fact, you know. And like I said, man, this is a common thing. But the Dame interview, man, is giving off weird vibes, my nigga. You were better, you would have been better served to not broach that particular subject. And I forgot who was interviewing him. If y'all interested, you can find out easily. But like I said, the vibes dude giving off in this interview, it come off like old dirty man vibes. Like, yeah, we all was trying to get at her, man. So he goes on to say that Jay-Z was, feeling a way about the fact that, Dame ended up eventually signing her and that they fell out behind that shit. Now, there's people putting shit out there saying that Jay had something to do with her death as revenge for her deciding not to sign with him because apparently, Jay was whining and dining her, spending all his money on her, to sign her. But really what old dude was trying to do, we know what was really going on, So it's like, you niggas, so all this shit that's coming out now about Jay, and I'm not about this, I don't believe that shit that he was accused of recently. This young lady, and matter of fact, the lady came out and said she was lying anything, which we already knew this shit. But I would say this. She may be lying, but I don't doubt for a second that niggas was definitely on that. Seeking out these young ladies who are trying to get into the music industry. I mean, come on, use your own imagination. And you're in a position where you can offer them a contract, or at least in the guise of you trying to offer a contract. And really what your whole agenda was, how many women you think they got used and abused that way? Smutted out, passed around, and just left. And they probably out here now effed up, carrying around all that. Y'all ladies be trying to grow up too damn fast though, And I'm not talking about the entertainment, and we know the entertainment. Where the fuck was Aaliyah's dad? Now, he's the one that pretty much signed her over, if you want to put it like that. Once you give these record labels control of your teenage child, nigga, it's over, especially if they can generate massive revenue. They will kill your ass if you try to step back in and say, nah, hold on, you as a parent, I'm saying. Man, you will come up stinking. These execs and these companies not going, once you sign over, so it is what it is, man. But this situation going on with now it's a couple different. I said you niggas have to learn how to separate the streets from the industry. That shit is not gonna merge. Apparently, some niggas starting to figure that out. So, obviously, Lil Baby dropped the Four Pockets Full label as far as the moniker. And now I see some things online regarding Ace and ATK. So I guess dude has seen the writing on the wall. These niggas starting to smarten up and figure out that it's probably not the wisest move if you starting a record label to include your gang affiliation in said record label. or anything to do with the streets. So so he's come out and said, you know, ain't no more ATK, woo woo, and it's this old look. Y'all niggas closing the barn door after the horse done already ran out, as they say. Yeah, I know that's an outdated saying. It's too late for all that, man. If the feds is on you niggas, they on you. I said this shit a year ago, baby looking at a Rico. Or, you know, 4PK, you know. FP4, what the four pockets full. You niggas and all these goddamn confusing me. So, I understand, like I said, you live and learn. You would think these niggas would be a little smarter in the onset, but you're talking about a lot of these niggas, not just young, but young-minded, man, in the way of the world, the way things work. Because a lot of us just be in our own bubble. If it don't relate to the hood and the streets, it'd be irrelevant. And once you know, start to elevate in life and evolve mentally, you start to realize certain things and start looking at things a certain way. So while hood niggas be way ahead of their time in certain aspects, in a lot of ways, you know, we are stunted. And I will put it like that, you know, as in the way of the world. If you don't seek out your own source of enlightenment, if you're not the type of person that read, you know, you seek out information, a lot of this shit will be lost on you. So a lot of people have the luxury of sitting back and saying, these niggas dumb, y'all should have saw all this ahead of time, woo woo. You know, you're not dealing with the most sophisticated individuals a lot of times, but you live and learn. But like I was saying, man, it's too late for all that now. You know, you live and learn. It's never, you know, I won't say it's too late, but I would say if the feds is on you niggas, ATK, Ace Yungin, Lil Baby, you know, any of the situations that's going on around you, and I'm sure they are. Like I said, it's too late for all that. So, but you got to start somewhere, and that's cutting off the people around you, dead weight, not your day ones, not your real ones, but the niggas around you, just around, you know. And it used to be whatever, but now it's too much on the line type shit. So niggas better smarten up, man, because they sweeping through. They sweeping all this shit up. 216 Skano, you already know.